Not many college hoops players spend their summer learning from basketball's top talent across 2 continents, but that's exactly how Utah center Jakob Poeltl spent his. Poeltl participated in the inaugural Nike Basketball Academy back in June with a handful of college hoops top players, receiving insight from some of the NBA's best players. The sophomore then flew home to his native Austria and clocked in valuable minutes with the Austrian national team during the Trentino Cup that took on such countries as Germany, Italy, and Lithuania in friendly action. In one particular game against Lithuania, Poeltl matched up in the paint against Toronto Raptors center Jonas Valanciunas and dropped 27 points in 28 minutes on the former NBA lottery pick, shooting 11 of 15 from the field. He also pulled down 5 rebounds.
It was awesome to play with the national team and play against guys like Valanciunas and a couple other really good guys on the German national team, on Italy and stuff like that. I think I learned a lot throughout the summer because the European basketball, not only national teams but also club teams, it's very different to the college style. And also playing against grown men who play in the NBA, it's probably more physical. So that's something I had to deal with through the summer, and I learned to adapt to it through the summer. Also in practice during national teams, we had a lot of strong big guys, and that's something maybe I was struggling a little bit last year. So that was definitely good to have that kind of experience through the summer.
Is that something that you can carry into now your sophomore season, to be a little bit more physical in the post?
I think, well, my coaches told me that I have been playing more physical throughout practice, and that they think that's a good thing. I should keep it up that way. So I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it is from the summer. Maybe it's just a different mindset. But yeah, I think it can definitely help me out this season.
In addition to his improved physicality, head coach Larry Kristoyak said Poeltl gained 30 pounds since last year and has improved both in his post-game and his free throw shooting game, where he shot just 44% last season.
Well, I know he's worked a lot on his free throw shooting. You know, that's a kind of 2-part answer, is that he's got to feel more comfortable making 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. And then I think with that comes playing a little bit more under control in the post. Everything we watched a lot of clips last year, and he would oftentimes try to out-quick people. Yeah, that quick little herky-jerky, get it to the rim as fast as I can. And I think some of that subconsciously knowing that you're not a great foul shooter. And so I'm going to make sure I dodge some contact. Well, the result of that oftentimes was if he missed it, he was never getting a rebound because he wasn't in a position to get his own miss. And he certainly wasn't putting the defense in a precarious situation, having to decide whether they were going to double him or foul him because he was making his move so fast. So we asked him to slow down. 7 feet with the long wingspan. He's got to be on balance and make stronger moves in and around the post. But we've had a great year. A year ago we didn't know what we had. We can talk about recruiting him and knowing what we had, but until he's within the program. So I think he's addressed some of his deficiencies. He's gained 30 pounds since his freshman year. And, as I told him in the offseason, let's just say you never got any better from a basketball point of view, which we know is not going to be the case. How much more comfortable are you going to be being a sophomore and not, being unsure about everything, what we're doing, the schedule? Not only are you a freshman, but you're from Austria. So I think having a little more confidence and being comfortable is going to help him. And then we're trying to simplify it. There's no reason in the post to have a bunch of crazy moves. He's got a couple, 2 or 3 moves and a counter or 2. Improve the free throw shooting and keep him out of foul trouble. That's the main thing. We looked at every one of his fouls from a year ago on video, and a lot of them were the result of being a step behind the play, maybe not being in a stance, being overpowered at times. Some of them were freshman calls where he's in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and I think we can clarify some of that. But he's got to take that seriously and make sure that he learns how to defend without fouling, and it's important that we try to keep him on the floor as long as we can. I think those would be the big keys.
After mulling the ability to opt out to the NBA, Poeltl is the Utes' third best returning scorer from last season and top rebounder, averaging 9.1 points and 6.8 rebounds during his freshman campaign. Poeltl led the Utes in rebounding in 18 games last season and in scoring 4 times. While his summer helped him gain strides for this season and possibly even his NBA draft stock, major NBA draft sites still view him as a lottery pick if he decides to enter into the NBA draft in 2016. Having experience from 1 full season of college basketball under his belt helps just as much.
I just try to learn from every practice and every game that I got to be on the court. Well, at the start it was obviously a lot learning from Dallin Buczynski. I wasn't used to playing against a physical guy like him. He was a lot stronger and heavier than me, so I had to adapt to that, and I think I did that throughout the season. And then coming game time, I played against a lot of really good basketball players in the post, like Jakob Poeltl, or I played against Scott from Colorado, who's really good and experienced guys. And I think those kind of experience, that's really where you or at least me, where I develop as a player and get better from. And I think that's pretty much the main reason why I'm at this point right now, where I'm here.